We've got a little bit of God to go on through the morning, but a little bit more of customer care. That's what we're talking about in another couple of minutes. You know that every Monday morning, Mrs. Takyi-Micah, the CEO of Nest of Ideas Consulting and founder of the first Customer Service Academy, joins us to talk about customer care. Today, we will be looking at some of the best ways to keep your customers coming back for more. And you know that when they come back, of course, you improve on your profits, right? And you also feel good that at least you have your customers coming back. This morning we'll learn what we can do just so that we can maintain or retain these customers. So let's welcome Mrs. Takyi-Micah. Good morning, Mom. How are you today?
Good morning, Doreen. I'm terrific this morning.
Yeah, you look like you're smiling from ear to ear. What's good? Is it because you don't have training today? It's not a busy day.
It's not a busy day and it's not too warm.
Yes,
it's not too hot.
Yeah,
yes.
it's just cooling
right.
out. Nice.
And I think I woke up on the right side of my bed.
Oh, look for that spot and go back there for tomorrow. It will help us all.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's quickly talk about how we can maintain our customers. I think we spoke briefly about that last week. Maybe we'll probably want to run through the 5 main things that we can do to keep our customers, and then we'll break it down and explain further. So let's start with that, if you please.
Yes, I will. The first one is be reliable.
Be reliable.
But I'm going to explain it in a bit.
Right.
The second one is be credible.
Be reliable, be credible.
Yes, and the next one is be attractive.
Be credible, be attractive.
And the next one is be responsive.
Responsive.
And the last one, which we've said so many times, be empathetic.
Be empathetic.
Yes.
Okie dokie. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Folks, I hope you're writing because I'm writing too. Be reliable, be credible, yes. Be attractive, be responsive, and be empathetic.
Yes.
Right on. Okay. So in order to do all these things, is it going to cost us a little bit? Is it going to be an expensive, road to embark on, or is it going to be something that we can do without necessarily overstretching ourselves?
It's yes and no.
Okay.
Yes, because it's a good investment to be attractive. And no, because when you think about how much it costs you to lose customers or how much it costs you to actually spend money on advertising to attract customers, research has shown that it costs minimum of 6 times more.
Right.
So if you have an existing customer, just do these
things and it won't cost you anything.
No, not at all.
Yeah, and if you haven't done it to retain the customers, now that's when it's going to cost you. So I guess it also depends on where your business stands.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. So maybe we're also in the realization that we don't have to spend too much to retain our customers because we're actually trying hard to maintain all of these people, and we're trying to be reliable, credible, attractive, responsive, and empathetic. We probably want to break these things down and see how best we can help people understand it better so that they can put it in practice better.
Yes. So I'm going to talk about be reliable.
Right.
The customer wants the service that they are asking for. That's something that they can depend on. So do what you say you're going to do, which is your customer promise.
Right.
Do it when you say you're going to do it. And do it right first time. And that's challenging.
Yeah.
And then get it done in good time. Yeah. I was just thinking this morning, if somebody says, I'll FedEx it to you, they may not necessarily mean they will use FedEx.
No.
But what they mean is that they will send it to you quickly.
Right.
Which means that FedEx has got the reputation of being reliable.
Right.
So then it becomes their name.
Yeah.
Now, you'd expect that when you go to a KFC, whether in Accra or in London or in US, the food tastes the same. That is being reliable.
Right.
So your kelewele seller will be consistent, give you the kelewele at the right temperature all the time.
Yeah.
They won't tell you just buy the cold stuff, that's what it is. Some of them do that, but there are others who will insist that you get it piping hot the way you'd like to have it. Then the next one is be credible. And that is something that I think a lot of people have issues with.
Yeah.
The customer wants some kind of security. They want to feel that you have integrity, and they want some kind of assurance. Big words, isn't it?
Yeah, big words.
But that is something, if something goes wrong, that's where the they want you to handle the issues promptly if something goes wrong.
Right.
For example, you order your food in your nearest chop bar and you find something has gone wrong. Either it doesn't taste right or the meat has gone sour. Something. You don't expect to be told, well, 10 people have eaten it and you're the 11th person.
So they're fine.
Yes.
You should be. Yeah.
So the customers want that to be replaced if need be.
Right.
Or a refund. That's what they mean by being credible.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want any hidden charges or fine print. You know, sometimes they tell you fill the form. Could be an insurance, could be a bank, a financial service. They tell you to sign something, and there's a fine print you can hardly read.
Right.
And then months down the line, when something goes wrong, they say it wasn't
the fine print and you didn't read it.
Yes, so that's what it would be credible.
Yeah.
They want to see you get a refund or a change of product if there's a need for that.
Right.
So that's simply what it means to be credible.
Yeah, yeah. I guess we all probably understand what it means to be attractive, right?
Yes. And attractive is not only in your own looks, but in the premises that you operate. Because if you went to a restaurant and the table was dirty, you're going to be imagining what the kitchen looks like.
Right.
It could be a temporary thing, but in the customer's mind. Remember, we said that it has to be in the customer's mind. So keeping an attractive premises means keep it clean.
Right.
Simple.
Right.
Be attractive. I mean, if you paint it a little bit, it will work out, but that's not where we're talking. We're talking about being clean.
Right.
And it's important to put your best image, first-class image forward.
Yeah.
And that is a worthwhile investment.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
If we take a little time to relook at our premises, the environment in which we operate, especially where we serve food.
Yeah, most especially because, hygiene and health. And, you have to place all your customers ahead of everything and their health and their good hygiene.
And when growing up, I remember we had a guest in our home, and this guest went straight to the washroom. Little did we know that it was assessing the whole home from the washroom. So washrooms also must be kept in good order.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, keeping it clean and making it smell clean is also a good thing, because it could be clean, but it probably won't be smelling good.
Yes.
And that's also another thing that we all should be very mindful of. Yes, you're right.
So that's the attractive bit.
Yeah.
And the fourth one,
responsive.
Be responsive. It's talking about not making it too difficult about turnaround time, but if you had an issue and you called your plumber, water gushing out, you don't expect the plumber to come the following day.
No.
You want them to respond immediately.
Because you'd have lost a lot of water.
So that's what we mean by being responsive. These days, people don't have their wedding gowns made, but in the days when it was made, brides used to cry because the dress wasn't ready until the morning or the hour before they had to wear it.
Right.
In that case, the dressmaker is not being responsive. So that's what we mean by being responsive. Yes.
Yeah. Your timeliness is key here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. The last one is empathetic.
Being empathetic. That is putting yourself in the customer's shoes and making sure that you feel things the way he feels and seeing things from the customer's point of view. And that means listening attentively, like you're listening to me, and then asking the right questions.
Right.
And then speaking his language, that is tailoring it to his needs. In other words, break it down to his needs.
Right.
And I'm trying to do that today.
Yeah, we're trying.
And we normally say the golden rule is treat the customer the way you would like to be treated.
Yeah.
But today I'm changing it. Treat the customer the way he or she would like to be treated. Because the customer is not you.
Yeah.
You have a lovely hairdo. I love it on you, but it doesn't mean it's going to look good on you. Yeah. So you cannot ask the customer to do things your way, even though you may have a standard way of doing things.
Right.
I mean, if somebody says, I don't know why I'm talking about food today, but
maybe a little hungry.
Yes, maybe. But
kidding.
if somebody says, I want my soup piping hot, then you said, oh, it's not ice cold, it's warm.
Yeah. But you say, no, my food tastes, and I'm like that. My food tastes better when it's hot. I can't eat cold food.
Yes, so if I can eat cold food because of boarding school experience, and you can't for whatever reason, I cannot insist that you should eat your food warm.
No, it has to be hot. Burn my mouth, then I know that I'm eating food.
Yes, so then I have to get it from your perspective, your point of view, the way you feel, and you feel passionate about it.
Right.
And that's really what it is.
I guess maybe that should be our final quote for this morning.
Yes, it is, indeed.
And you probably want to repeat just so that people will get it right.
Okay, so we're saying that the 5 things that you can do. Number 1 is be reliable. 2, be credible. 3, be attractive. 4, be responsive. And 5, be empathetic, which means put yourself in the customer's shoes. Feel their pain or their joy, whatever it is.
Right. And our quote is?
And our quote is, the most obvious and yet overlooked business secret is the value of a satisfied customer.
Wow. The value of a satisfied customer is the most overlooked one. But that's what you really want to pay attention to.
Exactly. We overlook it, yes.
And you probably also want to be treated. You want to be treating your customers the way they want to be treated, not the way you want to be treated. Yeah. Because maybe what you feel might not be exactly the same thing that they feel.
Exactly.
Well, thank you kindly, Mrs. Takyi-Micah. And you can reach Mrs. Takyi-Micah on 050-440-4002 in case you want to talk to her concerning anything about customer service. You missed the number? 050-440-4002. Many thanks, Mrs. Takyi-Micah, and God willing, we'll see you next week.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome, ma'am, with your beautiful smile. See you next week, ma'am. Have a good one.
The Cosmopolitan Mix.